didn't, but I'll definitely make sure that I do it by tomorrow. Um,
That'd be good.
yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that you're missing here. I know it's kind of disconnected. It's always hard to bring someone in when, you do like 30 sessions and there's a shitload of content.
Fog doesn't have much to say unless it has something to do with his goal.
Yeah.
This is literally the session number 30.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
been
And I
counting?
knew he was keeping track.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because I know we haven't been playing 3 times per week since the start, but we also play a lot longer than most sessions. So some sessions that go 8 hours, that technically for most people that's 2 sessions, right?
Yeah,
Um,
but I only record that as one. But sometimes I do like 2 hour sessions.
that is true.
We've done a few of those.
Yep. All right. So she says, well, if there's nothing else, then I can finish this spell. Uh, she looks around. Does anyone say anything?
Go ahead.
All right. Um,
Fog just coughs awkwardly.
you okay there? Catching a cold?
Yeah, those conditions in that prison were pretty gross. I might
Yeah.
have caught in a little dragon cold.
She looks at you and she tilts her head. Aw. Um, with this though, she stands up, opens up her wings, and you you see this like white aura starts to emanate from her as she closes her eyes and begins chanting a few words in a tongue that you do not recognize. The blood that she has put down and written in on the ground, it starts rising up in the air, swirling around this ring. 1 second.
The one thing in this game more powerful than the DM, the
The
DM's
DM's brother.
Yeah. It used to be the microwave, but then we learned how to fix that.
The slew the microwave.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Slain.
Slime.
The ring in the middle of this, it like pulses for a second, and then it shatters, and this energy that was contained inside of it starts powering this blood, which slowly starts to take a form in the middle of this circle that is there. The form turns into that of a man. Doesn't seem to resemble too many of the features. It is barely the husk of a man, but the eyes open and you see this bright, gleaming light coming from it. Um, and she then stops casting the spell. The aura around her recedes. She opens up her eyes. She smiles a little bit and says, "Long time no see, Kathsis." She pulls out the gem that he found, or that she got as well. Trying to find something. 1 second. Um, can you hear music? Nice. Um, Kathsis opens up his eyes and he gazes around and says, You have summoned me after all this time. So it is you that has betrayed the line and the order. Vera kind of starts walking around, gazing towards him, uh, and she stretches out the gem that she has in her hand, and she kind of closes her hand over it, and you hear like cracks start to form, and she says, "I've found something that you've been looking for quite a little while. I believe that you have been collecting these. Well, I have found one, and I myself am entering this game that you and the others have played. It must be disheartening at how many losses that you have had. You've wasted forces trying to attack the crystal. Unable to power through the lines of the allied forces, you've been stopped chasing the party, leaving the forces of the White Circle in shambles as they've chased after this group that you did not realize the gravity of. You haven't been able to destroy the Freyans, and soon the kingdom of the Sand Elves will fall. And she smiles. Even the dwarves managed to escape your grasp. Yeah, it's roll 20. He like frantically tries to close it.
I wasn't trying to close it. I just couldn't hear it. So I
Sorry.
was trying to figure out how to turn it
Yeah,
up.
it was super quiet. I had to like turn my volume way up.
Dude, mine's
Sorry.
all the way up, and I can't even hear it.
I had to turn my normal
Yeah,
system volume up.
I can hear it now that I've turned it all the way up.
Oh god, now it's so
Now
loud.
it's really loud.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me turn it
shit.
back down. It's fine now. It's fine now. Leave it there.
Yeah, leave it. We can adjust it on our end.
Okay, sorry. Cutsis glares at her hand that now has the crystal that is shattered. Fuck no.
Well, that's the wrong
Uh,
side. Maybe? No?
no, why?
Oh, okay. It just came in at a weird time.
It shatters in her hand, and it starts to get absorbed by her. And he glares at it and says, "You are an information broker. You have no right to join this game that only the Ascended can play. I have not lost the battles. I may have lost these battles, but I have won some that you are not even aware of, and I will win the war in the end." She smiles at this and says, "Must be scary for you. Before you could see the path ahead with your divinations and your prophecies, but now it has been shattered. The god that you were sitting on and relying so much is no longer of any use." She grins. "Must be scary when you can see 3 different paths and don't know which one to take." With this, Cutsis lets out this long laugh and says, "The god was deceiving me among with other Ascended with fake prophecies. Sadly, I have come to the conclusion that I was not able to win this war, but with the interference of this group, the ones that have changed the tide of the tapestry. Now there is renewed hope, and I will make sure that I do everything in my power to win, and the way has opened up. It is them that are doing me a favor rather than a disservice for coming into this world. As I said, there are battles that you do not know that are being fought, and I will win in the end." She looks a little bit, saddened by this and says, "Not quite sure what you can do. The First Fae have engaged in civil war. The dwarves are attacking the orcs. The forces of the White Circle are disheveled because you decided to send half of them towards the crystal. The gods that are on your side are abandoning your claims." She thinks for a moment and steps forward. "I have entered the game, Cutsis, and there is one more person that you need to look out and look over your shoulder for. I will not be easy to take down, and I will stop whatever you are doing along with the others." She looks at him quizzically. "Was it you that unleashed the plague on the dragonkin as well?" To which the Cutsis looks down and says, "You and me both know that that was the work of another." And with this, he looks around and he says, "The living castes will soon fall. The elves will still burn. And Valshir will fall under my control soon enough." And with this, the image, the blood, it splatters and it splashes everywhere. and the line of communication is broken. Vera kind of smiles and looks back towards you guys. Well, there we have it. The gem in her hand has now fully dissipated and it's kind of seeped into her. She looks towards Fog and says, "Don't know who unleashed the plague, but it wasn't him. He wouldn't lie about this sort of thing."
Well, he seemed to think that you knew who unleashed it.
There are other players that are concealed in the shadows. I might know names, but I don't know much else. Everyone has their own goals and strategies that they're using. And even you, although unknowingly, are players in this cosmic game. You that have cast waves and turmoil into the world. She looks around and says, "You best be getting back. There are other things I must attend to as well. We can talk on the way." Will he be... and she kind of turns around and she begins walking, but she stops. "Are you willing to tell me about the living casts at this point? And why they allied with you?
We can talk.
And what happened with Mercy's End?
The
It will-
sword is gone.
How?
By my own hand, I tossed it into the abyss.
She nods. A choice of your own?
Choice of my own. It's destined fate, I believe.
She nods. And you guys begin walking back to the barracks. She quickly turns around before forgetting, and she runs over to you, Fog, and she says, "Hold still." And she begins casting a spell, and you go back into your elf form.
Oh, okay.
Might want to hide that sword as well.
I put the sword back into the ring, I guess.
God, do you have any way of cleaning up all these bodies? I mean, look, 4 people already got away that are going to start spreading rumors of a dragon attacking people and splitting them in half. The best we can do is make it look like they're insane by getting rid of all the evidence.
Well, there's the huge hole in that building.
That we can't do anything about, but the split in half body we can do something about.
There's also the blood soaked into the ground and the roof. And the...
Blood's fine. I mean, can we do any quick fixes as Chaldeers? Anything you can do? Neri, maybe you want to douse them in some acid and corrode them away?
Won't that be
Well, then we can,
suspicious?
at least we can, brush the acid away and just make it look weird. I don't know.
I don't think this is... yeah.
Perhaps
acid
the
is
red
gonna help
dragon could burn said bodies. You know? Fucking.
Or maybe just, take the bodies and take them somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. We were trying to keep a low profile in the city.
Then there would just be burnt bodies instead of bloody bodies. I don't... The burnt bodies are even more suspicious than bloody bodies. I don't know.
She says, "Leave the bodies as they are. It won't be an issue. We will
Yeah.
be changing the power structure of the city quite soon anyways."
Vera, do you have any aspirations of becoming the leader of your people? Or are you going to abandon them forever?
She grins. And
That's too personal a question, I understand. I'm just thinking, your people are quite impressive, and I'm quite impressed with you, and we're in need of allies. If there's anything I can do to secure your leadership in that position and then form an alliance. I know I'm speaking bluntly, but I'm a very blunt person.
she thinks, and let me think over it
Okay.
in the future. And maybe we'll take this point up again but as it is right now, it does